Hi everyone, welcome to North Star Knife Reviews. Today we are taking a look at yet another Rough Rider. This one, like several I've done in the past, is in the classic carbon series. This is the Folding Hunter. Now I also took a look at a Folding Hunter from Uncle Henry a while back. This is going to run, a little less than that price-wise. However, this one does not come with a sheath. This one is in carbon steel. The Uncle Henry was in 7CR series, which is about the equivalent of 440A. One thing about the carbon steel is it takes a really nice edge, and I really like the Rough Rider carbon series. I think they give you a good value for the money, as most Rough Riders do. You can occasionally get one that's not quite up to snuff, but if you do, Rough Rider and Smoky Mountain Knife Works, who owns the brand, stands behind them. They will take care of you. So what we have here, you can see the yellow composite handles. You have the nickel silver bolsters that are both pinched and threaded. You have the slant R, which I know some people just hate more than pretty much anything else on earth. I'm indifferent to it. It's not my favorite thing, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. We've got 4 pins holding the cover on. You've got the pin for the spring. We have the little classic carbon shield in nickel silver. This is a good size knife. We are talking about 5 1/4 inches closed, and it is a solid knife too. I mean, it feels solid in hand. The main clip point blade on this is running just a hair over 4 inches, and the cutting edge is going to be a little over 3.5 inches. Now, as you can see, this is patinaed. This is T10 carbon steel, very similar to 1095. Does have a couple of extra elements in the alloy, and it is going to be slightly tougher than 1095. T10 is used a lot for swords, and swords need to take a lot of punishment without chipping. So this is a very good option if you're looking for something that is not going to chip either. Now, the patina on here is mostly natural. Little story, I'd gotten up in the morning, and it's maybe 6 a.m., and I just went outside to see how the garden was doing. I was wearing just some, fleece shorts that I'd worn to sleep in. The pocket wasn't great, and somehow this fell out of my pocket. About an hour later, I was inside, noticed I didn't have it, looked around, couldn't find it, looked outside, couldn't find it. About 6 hours later, my daughter came in and said, "Oh, I found your knife." So great. It was out in the yard. It was very dewy, and so it did start to develop a little bit of rust. Very light, very early. But what I did was and this is something you can do if you only have very light rust, take a paper towel, soak it in some white vinegar, or even apple cider vinegar will work. Maybe avoid red wine vinegar because it could stain the knife. But wrap the blade for about 20-30 seconds and then wipe it down. And that took the rust off. Did leave a little bit of a pattern. And this is why I say that the patina is mostly natural. Some of it did come, the paper towel had this grid pattern on it, and now there's a little bit of a grid pattern in the patina, particularly on the Skinner blade, which is the secondary blade here. But it did take the rust off, and that is one of the dangers of carbon steel. But carbon steel does take such a nice edge that it may be worth it to you, or it may not. Anyway, this Skinner blade is about 4 inches, again, maybe just a hair over, and the cutting edge just a hair over 3.5, so pretty comparable to that main clip point blade. Now, these are made in China. I know that some people that really bothers. I'm fine with that. Smoky Mountain Knife Works is an American company. They're providing jobs for Americans, so I don't have a real problem with using Chinese manufacturers in that case, particularly since this knife is only about $16, maybe a little less than that. You can get it from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. You can also get it from Chicago Knife Works. They tend to run a little bit cheaper than Smoky Mountain does, but the shipping might be a little more depending on how many knives you're getting. So, you buy it where you think best. Again, if you don't like Rough Riders because they're made in China, that's fine. That's your opinion, you're free to not buy them because of that. I'm fine with it. I think they're decent quality for the money. Are these GECs? No. Are they case? Well, no, but I always say that Rough Ryder is about 90% of case quality for 30% of case price. And generally I find that to be fairly true. Now, the fit and finish on this is not perfect. It's decent. You can see the one of the back springs, the back spring for the Skinner blade is a little bit shy here. The transitions, a little bit up. Sorry, got a plane going directly overhead here right now. My apologies for that. I was sitting outside, thought maybe I was going to get this in between planes. Anyway, I think this is a pretty good fit and finish. Not perfect, but not bad. I like Rough Ryders. Give them a try. If you don't like them, you're not out that much money. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Please subscribe, and I will catch you next time.